as we transition to new chapters of our lives, one of the things that remains constant is the need to find our purpose as we transition into this new life. And one of the things that's helped me be able to maintain my purpose and find new purposes, frankly, is my frugality. And I want to give you an example. And by transition in life, I mean things like when you're 17, 18, 19, and you're leaving home for the first time to go to trade school, to go to a new town, maybe to go to college, whatever it was, you were beginning a brand new adventure in your life. And that's a very big one. But we have these transitions throughout our life. When we accept a new job somewhere and we have new colleagues at work and we're in a new city and have to make new friends. And particularly as we get older, as we have kids and then those kids grow up, they leave and they go on their own transition. What is our new purpose in life when the kids go off to college and we're empty nesters? What is our purpose then? As we start getting ready for retirement, what is our purpose then? And if you clicked on this video, you're probably a fan of frugality and minimalism yourself. And so I want to share how being both of those has helped me successfully transition and given me a lot of joy along the way. So one of the things, there was a period in my life where I had to be frugal. I had to be a minimalist. I did not have the extra resources, and I wanted to be able to put myself in a situation where in 12 months I was better off than I was 12 months earlier. I had more resources. I had a cushion. I wasn't living day to day. I was building that foundation that gave me some breathing room. So that's what began my frugality. Actually, what began my frugality was my childhood. It's just how I was raised. There was not an importance of keeping up with the Joneses. I grew up in a blue-collar neighborhood. None of my family, none of my neighbors had gone to college, and it was very much about being a craftsman, about doing your best work, but also having a solid life outside of work. And we didn't have much extra, so we had to be frugal. I'll give you another, for instance. When I was young, my house got broken into. And they, unfortunately, it was around Christmas time that they did this. I was 5 years old. And they stole just about everything. And my family did not have money to buy new furniture. So this is when there were wooden soda crates that soda would come in, that beer would come in. And my father and my mother went to different stores and asked them, hey, can we borrow some crates? Our house got broken into. And so, our kitchen table was a couple of these crates with a piece of plywood over it. Our chairs were these crates. And, as a 5-year-old, I didn't know any difference, but that taught me an important lesson. And that lesson was our joy, our happiness is not tied into how much money we spend. And later in life, when I started to have additional resources where I could spend money, right? This was just who I was. I wasn't spending money. I was already a minimalist. I'd already seen the benefits of that. And so I kept doing it. And as I got older, I found many benefits from being a minimalist. For instance, when I travel, I don't rent a car unless I absolutely have to. I prefer to take public transit, particularly when I'm traveling internationally. It forces me to interact with the locals. And even like if I go to San Diego, towns like San Diego have really good public transit. But I used to go there to surf. It wasn't something I found out about how San Diego had a good public transit system because I was frugal, because I was a minimalist. Some of my best friends, when I travel solo, I am okay just renting a room in an Airbnb. I get to meet interesting people. Oftentimes they take me under their wing and they introduce me to other people and they show me the cool coffee shop that nobody knows about, the cool restaurant that nobody knows about. And actually some of my best friends outside of my hometown are people that I met by doing that. So my frugality has opened the door to doing other things that I really enjoy that have helped me find my purpose. So one of my purposes, I recently retired, as I record this about 6 months ago. And one of the things I'm enjoying doing now is solo traveling internationally. I still travel with my wife on some trips, but some trips I go alone. And again, I like to use public transit when I do those things. I like to use Airbnb. I'll rent a room, and sometimes I'll stay at a hostel. Hostels have private rooms. You can do that. And the hostels keep me in front of young people, and nobody knows the fun things to do in a new town, better than the young people that are staying at a hostel. So oftentimes, even if I'm staying at an Airbnb for 2 weeks, the first couple nights, I'll stay at a hostel to get the local secrets as to what are the good things to do. So much of life has opened up to me by being frugal and has introduced me to new adventures and new friends, like I was mentioning earlier. But the new adventures, when you're trying to think, okay, what do I want to do? And the tourist attractions are designed to be easy and simple and frankly profitable for the people that are selling that trip. And what that means, though, is you're going to be surrounded by other tourists. So by being frugal, I like to find out, how do the locals get this experience? If there's a mountaintop that everybody says has a beautiful view, and there's a tram that takes you up to the top, maybe that tram is $50 to go on, but the locals hike, or the locals know that there's a bus that leaves, twice a day in the morning and twice a day at lunchtime and twice a day at the end of the day. So those are the types of adventures that I really like doing, that I have found that have helped connect me to my roots, to who I am. And frankly, on the minimalism side, I've learned a lot of what I know about minimalism outside of traveling inexpensively and things like that. I've learned a lot of those tricks from one of my adult daughters. She's really big on, you have 12 items of this clothing and 12 items of that clothing. And you go in her closet and she has all this room. And I started thinking, when we sold our house that I lived in for 25 years and had collected clothes and stuff that I hadn't used in a long, long time, I thought about, what she was doing and saying, what would it be like if I tried that? And let's try that. Let's, donate all of this other stuff, and let's take it down to the 12 nice shirts that I like to wear, the 2 or 3 nice sweatshirts that I'm excited to wear. And it has given me purpose. It has given me joy in my life. And oftentimes society has this negative impression about people that are frugal, about people that are minimalist. But I think it's something to be celebrated. I think it's something that's good for us. Frankly, it's good for the environment, and it's good for our pocketbook, and opens the door for many of us to retire early, which is why I made this video up here. Why waiting to 65 to retire might be a big mistake. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in that one. Bye-bye.